I'm going to show you something today that I probably shouldn't. It's a cold calling tactic that works almost every single time, bends the rules a little, and when I tell you what it is, you're either going to laugh or feel slightly uncomfortable. Maybe both. I used this for months before I started just hanging up on receptionists entirely. But if you're in the early stages of your agency and you need to get decision makers on the phone right now, this is the fastest way to do it. I'm Adiraj, and I'll let you decide for yourself if it's worth using. First, let's talk about why gatekeepers are such a wall in the first place, because understanding the problem makes the solution make a lot more sense. A receptionist or an office manager has one job when it comes to incoming calls. They need to protect the decision maker's time from people trying to sell them things. That's it. They're not evaluating your offer, they're not weighing the value of your AI automation package, and they're certainly not thinking about whether John in operations could genuinely benefit from what you're selling. Their filter and their default setting is no. The moment you say, I'm calling from Agency X, and I'd love to speak to John about automating his business, you have identified yourself as exactly the type of call they're trained to block. It doesn't matter how good your pitch is because you never get to deliver it. They'll let them know you called and then a deadline. Most agency owners respond to this by trying to outpitch the gatekeeper. They give more detail, they explain the value, and they ask politely if there's a better time to call. None of this works because the gatekeeper is just not the one who needs to be convinced. You are pitching the wrong person entirely. What you actually need to do is make the gatekeeper think the conversation has already happened. Here's exactly what you say. They pick up, and all you're going to say is, hey, is John in? Notice you didn't say your company name, you didn't even say your own name. You didn't say what it's regarding. You used casual, short, familiar language because it signals that you belong in this conversation before they've even had a chance to categorize you as a salesperson. They're going to say, sure, can I ask what this is regarding? And this is the magic, right? You're going to use the personal business method. You say personal business. Can you put them through? And then they're going to push again. They're going to say, who are you? And what is this regarding, right? And so you say, yeah, I'm Adiraj. It's just personal business. He should know. Now, what's going to happen is the gatekeeper is going to walk over to John. He's going to say, hey, someone called Adiraj, said there's some personal business, and he's been waiting on a callback. Now, John has absolutely no idea who Adiraj is, but he's not going to admit that to his receptionist. He's going to say, okay, and then either call back out of confusion or curiosity. When he calls, you pick up and say, John, actually, I have to be straight with you. I don't think we've spoken before. I was just trying to get past your front desk. I work with contractors in your area on AI automation, and I figured this was the fastest way to actually get you on the phone. You got 60 seconds? And here's the thing. A surprising number of people are going to laugh because it's audacious, because it's honest in the moment that matters, and because you've already demonstrated that you are resourceful, which is exactly the quality that they want in someone building systems for their business. Now, why does this tactic work so well? It's not the story that you told to get through, but it's actually the social dynamics that it exploits. When the gatekeeper delivers the message, they've unknowingly vouched for you. John doesn't receive a cold call, but he's going to receive a callback request from someone he apparently already knows. That framing bypasses every defensive instinct a cold call triggers, because in his mind, this isn't a cold call at all. It's just a follow-up. And that confusion he feels when he dials is actually useful. Confused people stay on the line longer, trying to figure out what's happening. And the moment you come clean, saying, I have to be straight, I was just getting past your front desk, you've done something almost no salesperson ever does on a cold call. You've told the truth at the moment that it counts. And that pivot from the story to radical honesty in the space of one sentence is genuinely disarming, and it resets the entire dynamic of the conversation. You're no longer a stranger that tricked him, but now you're a resourceful operator who was transparent about exactly what you did and why you did it. And that combination of audacity and honesty is a difficult thing to be annoyed at. I'm going to be straight with you the same way I eventually was with the people I call. This is not technically the truth, but it's not some catastrophic ethical violation, and nobody is getting hurt. But you are telling a receptionist something that isn't technically accurate to manufacture access that you haven't earned yet. Some people will be completely fine with that, and some won't. Only you know where that line is for you. What I will say is this, I eventually stopped using it. Not because it stopped working, but because the mental overhead of running a tactic you're slightly uncomfortable with compounds over hundreds of calls. At a certain point in your agency's growth, you have enough inbound volume and enough referrals that cold calling gatekeepers becomes a small part of the picture anyways. But if you are in your early days, and if you're building your client base from scratch, and if you need to get decision makers on the phone this week, this definitely works. Use it with the honest pivot, own what you did when they call back, and then let your actual offer do the rest of the work from there. So I hope this helps you get past more gatekeepers. And if you enjoyed this video, just click that like button and also hit subscribe. I release a video like this every week on my YouTube channel. Drop a comment and tell me where you land on this one. Ethical gray area or completely fine. I genuinely want to know because this is one of those tactics where the agency community is split right down the middle and the conversation is worth having. And if you're at the stage where you need tactics like this just to get conversation started, that tells me that you haven't landed your first client yet. And that's exactly what I'm fixing this week. Inside my school community, I'm running a free 5-day sprint, one focused action every day, built to get you your first AI agency client in under a week. Sprint's already live, link is in the description, and I'll see you inside.